He need to keep your name up out his mouth. That's what I know.
Absolutely. I don't know why that hood booger keep talking about me, mama. I already won in court.
Shut up, because we all know that your ass barely won that damn court case. Okay? Yolanda had a lot to prove, and Yolanda proved her point up in court. You be instigating stuff.
Absolutely not, Miss Marlene. And you also absolutely need to keep my damn name up out your mouth. Mel, you got a black ass though. Okay, I've been telling the people about you, Mel. I'm so glad you up off the show, cause now me and my throw can be the power couple. Absolutely not. You would have to stop being a monitoring spirit and a copy and paste queen. Absolutely. Listen. I know I ain't got no damn sense, honey. I don't know what the people was thinking, honey, when they made Miss Robinson, honey. But all I got to say is they did a good job. Miss Robinson looked good. She funny. Okay. Cute in the face, thick in the waist, and eat every damn thing on her plate, honey. How you doing? Listen. Okay, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all hype it up. Okay? Listen, honey, y'all done sent me something with Yolanda, honey. Child, it's a mess. I thought everything had pretty much died down since Melody won, in court. But according, to Yolanda, she won the first round, Melody won the second round, and then the third round was a draw. That's what Yolanda says, honey. Okay? Her words, not mine. But y'all sent me something about Yolanda feels like Melody owes Stormi an apology. Say what now? Say what now? Why do she owe Stormi an apology? Did y'all see how Stormi's mammy acted on that damn show? Did y'all see how Miss Betty showed her ass? How she cussed Melody out at that reunion? Melody was so confused. Okay, Melody was like, ma'am, I don't even know you not to like you. Melody was a lot classier than me, because I would have cussed Stormi's mother the fuck out. Ooh, excuse. Child, look, the language, honey, we ain't been up in here for 10 minutes, honey. Miss Robinson acting like an old hood booger. Okay, a booger wooga, honey. But yeah, like Melody was all confused, but y'all remember that Stormi's mammy was so obsessed with Melody and the show. She had been up in the Facebook groups. She already had an opinion about Melody. She never felt bad that Melody was in that burning house with Martell. He was cheating on her, lying to her, putting her health at risk, disrespecting her, getting the Ooga Booga pregnant child. Like, you didn't feel bad for any of that. Like, Miss Betty is ruthless. Okay? Miss Betty don't give up. She don't care. So it's like, and this is the thing with me, right? This is the thing with me. I told y'all I used to, like Stormi. I still like Stormi. As a businesswoman, I will always give her props for starting Canvas Beauty and for, being successful. You know what I'm saying? Down to the TikTok. I feel like she's a hard worker. To me, she's the complete opposite of Destiny. Stormi is ambitious. Yes, she make mistakes. Yes, you may not get your goddamn order on time. But at the end of the day, she ain't in no damn storage unit. She ain't out here lying to the people selling the goddamn lottery tickets. Okay, her man Courtney is a good upstanding citizen, a good man, Savannah. He ain't suing her. Okay, got her down to the courthouse. I'm talking about Destiny and La Barbecue, La Chick-fil-A, La Barrick. See, I know his name. Okay, I'm having a Tony Childs moment, honey. Okay, but let's get back, because Miss Robinson then went off on a damn tangent. I almost choked on my drink. I'm like, why would Melody apologize to Stormi? But I think Yolanda is talking about that whole thing where Melody accused Stormi of talking with, what's her name, Coleslaw, the girl that's on the bench. Okay? On the bench sucking dick. Okay, I said it. Listen. Y'all remember that whole phone thing? We not even gonna go down that rabbit hole because, that shit is old. But I guess that's what Yolanda is talking about. But see, this is the thing, right? Let's move that. Look, in the words of Portia, let's put that to a side. And shout out to Portia, honey. She over here being followed and shit by the FBI, the police. She done got into it with some goddamn Karen and on the plane. And I know what all y'all was thinking, that Portia's ass still can't control her goddamn anger. But they claim that Portia is innocent. We will get to it. Okay? Listen. I'm like, who the hell having issues, honey, up in the damn air? Let me get back. I digress. Listen. After the way Miss Betty acted on that show, okay, we're going to push this phone situation to a side where Melody accused, Stormi of orchestrating a little yin yang gang with the phone, and she was communicating with Ariane. We know that Stormi and Ariane knew each other, blah blah blah. Okay, we can move that to a side because that ain't nothing. Okay, the problem comes in when you got Miss Betty dragging Melody on her show. You come on the show being a friend, one Stormi like a friend of Melody. That's how they introduced her. They were doing some type of business together, right? Some type of sponsorship. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? They was coming together for business. And that was around the time where Stormi had lost everything, right? The CFO had took advantage of her. She was getting ready to do the in vitro, with her son, and she struggled with that, ended up being bad. Like, she was going through a lot when she first started the show. Even looking into the damn camera, I was like, God damn, Stormi, know your place, girl. Okay. So, and then Stormi didn't see it for Tiffany. Like, we remember those things, right? But what I'm saying is, Melody never needs to apologize to Stormi for what? The way her mother carried on the show, down to the reunion. She was trying to pit Melody and Stormi against each other, knowing that Melody helped Stormi get on the show and kind of get her ducats in a row. Yes, Stormi was already self-made, already successful, right? But she had lost a lot of money and shit. So she kind of had to come on Love and Marriage Huntsville, who helped her, Melody. Melody also shot her music video to Telltale Signs in Stormi's house. So, look, we see each other. We help each other, okay? And, they had a good thing going at first, right? But not Miss Stormi, I can't talk worth shit today. Okay, who talking about me? They say when you can't get your words right, the people is dragging you, honey. Who talking about Miss Robinson? Okay? Who won a court case? Listen, look, I'm not set up like that. I'm not going to be suing everybody because they talking about me. They should be talking about the queen. Okay, fine. Is Miss Robinson in? Shit, I ain't taking you to court for that. For what? Listen, okay. But I was just so confused, and it's like, you got rejected by Melody, right? Your support for Stormi is not really genuine. Because you're upset with Melody because you were not allowed to get close to her. Okay? You wanted to get next to Melody. That's why you did all this suing bullshiggity. So you didn't get your way with Melody, so you settle for the next best thing. I'll go in through Stormi. I'll make friends with people on production. This is what this individual does to stay in proximity to the show, Right? So I'm just looking like Melody never owes Stormi an apology. I'm sorry. She just never owes her anything because that mother came too fired up, and I would have checked my mother, and it looked like Latifah Scott. It looked like Candy Burris. Y'all know how Candy used to use Mama Joyce to punish Todd, and are they getting a divorce? I wouldn't be happy about that because I love me some Candy and Todd together. I do. So I've been hearing the rumors, you guys. I'm praying it's not true because I would really hate that for Candy. I know she love her man, honey. She love my man, my man, my man. Y'all remember what Nene said? Don't talk about my man, my mama, or my food. Don't talk about him. But I love Candy and Todd together. Like how they came together and did business together. See, that's a real partnership right there. Okay, he watching the kids and she out here, you know, doing the plays. Okay, they do movies together. They did the restaurant thing together, right? So I will always support Candy and Todd. And I will be and would be genuinely sad if they divorce. But honey, they saying Candy didn't have her wedding ring on down to the BravoCon. And Todd is always with the kids, honey. And they just separate all the time. And it's like, y'all know Candy be working out of town. So Candy also admitted she don't wear her ring all the time. So, I don't know. I feel like if her and Todd was to really divorce, she would tell us. What y'all think? Okay, baby. I just took a phone call and that kind of, you know, messed up Miss Robinson's rhythm, honey. But Miss Robinson got a show to do. Shit. Okay. But even the people, right, the fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville, they didn't like Miss Betty. They felt like she had, you know, a lot of animosity towards Melody because, you know, she was a fan of the show before Stormi even got on the show. And so it's kind of like Stormi is not the reason that Miss Betty, you know, began hating on Melody. She was already watching the show, and I guess she didn't like what she saw. She didn't like Melody's personality. Okay, join other Brother Tuckers. Okay, but once Stormi joined the show, Miss Betty, you know, put even more fire, right? She poured even more hate out, especially, honey, down to that reunion. Talking about she couldn't stand Melody, and at first it wasn't she didn't like her, she just didn't like her ways. Tomato. Shit, I hate when people talk like that. You know what you meant, okay? So you know why you didn't like that lady? Okay, so it's just like that aggressive behavior. She attacked Melody like a wild animal. It was just so nasty. It was so rude, so unpredictable. Even Stormi was looking at her own mother like, bitch, why do you hate this woman more than me? And I'm the one that's filming with her and actually, you know, doing business with her by doing this show. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, I don't think that Stormi is like Latifah, but if she was starting to not trust Melody or not like her, don't you think she gonna have conversations with her mother who already don't like Melody, and then they gonna be gossiping about Melody, and you know what I'm saying? So it's a mess. It was a full-on attack. Melody didn't know this woman's mother, Stormi's mother. She didn't know her like that. We did see Stormi several times trying to calm her mother down, but it just, y'all never really, like, my thing is this, right? Y'all never had a real issue. Nothing happened between you all for Miss Betty to have such vitriol towards Melody. I never understood it because it's like, you watching the damn show, but are you watching how all these people are backstabbing Melody? Why do you hate her so much? And some people simply hate people because honestly, they are the star of the show. Like a lot of times the stars of these type of shows are polarizing. We got Nene, your Mariah on Married to Medicine. Quad, heavily, very polarizing, right? Personalities. I didn't find Melody to be that polarizing. She's not perfect, but I don't know. I feel like this dynamic on Love and Marriage Huntsville is a little bit different. It just hit a little bit different than the other ones for me. But that's just my opinion. Y'all put y'all comments, in the comment section. But I didn't understand why she hated the woman so much. But we not gonna sit up here and act like Betty and Stormi didn't get together during private time and talk about Melody. Because if I'm starting not to trust you, y'all remember when Stormi started hanging with the Scotts and when she was more Melody's friend, and nobody's saying she can't be cordial with them, but that is kind of funny. You over there hanging with these people and you know how they did your girl. So I don't know, honey. Maybe it's just me, but we're not going to act like mother and daughter don't gossip. Okay, so I said all that to say this. Melody don't owe Stormi no damn apology. Because even if Stormi claims that she had nothing to do with the attacks that Betty made on Melody, when she was on the show, still it was out of order and it was out of line, and she already was getting hate from the Scots. She didn't need Stormi's mother adding to that, right? And being this disgruntled fan from season 1. I remember when Stormi did an interview with Carlos King, which I found to be shady as hell. Baby, that brother Tucker was shady as hell. We'll probably have to talk about that outside of YouTube on another platform. We'll see. But it was shady, like shady enough to dissect it and talk about it, honey. Yeah, it was shady boots. I would go back and watch. And it looked like somebody was a little too geeked that Miss Betty was coming for Mel. We'll say that. We'll just keep that right there. But yeah, let's see how the people thought of Miss Betty when she was on the show. Cause yeah, her behavior was so nasty and so rude, honey. Okay. Betty always exhibits disgraceful behavior. The Love and Marriage Huntsville cast looked embarrassed for Stormi, and Carlos looked appalled at her conduct. Another person says Melody handled herself extremely well. Absolutely. I always do. I carry myself like a lady.
That's all Rachel. Rachel to be a lovely lady. Betty don't know shit about that with a regular ass. Okay, looking like a big ass dumpster. Like a dumpster truck. She just mad that my girl is prettier than her. Okay, just ain't nothing but a damn hood booger and a hater. Okay? So nasty and so rude.
Absolutely. So another person says Melody was fed up with these mothers coming for her, and I don't blame her at all. Yeah, and we know Tisha and Wanda was over there with the table talk coming at Melody and, gassing each other up and talking about their hatred for Melody. And even Latifah said that Mel had a dark ass soul, so it's just like tomato. Okay, tomato. Okay, another person. This Miss Betty was angry. I don't understand why she can't move on from her real issues with Melody, which are non-existent. They never even got into it. She just hated Melody's personality on the show. Yeah, but it was too personal. It was too, I don't know. It was just always cringe and weird to me. Because even with Miss Wanda and Melody have, been around each other over the years. And Melody's children has played with Latifah's children. And Miss Wanda was probably around. And, Miss Wanda is more in the fold. I just never understood the hatred that Miss Betty had towards Melody. I just never understood it. And if for folks to be like, oh, well, Melody, Stormi up. No, you can't. I don't ever owe you anything after your mother came on my show and dogged the shit out of me. And she already saw people dragging me and still added to it. Okay, added more smoke to the fire, honey. We'll just put it like that. Another person, Betty was definitely out of her place, and to be her age, hating on Mel for no reason speaks a lot on her character. Betty needs to stay in her lane and let her daughter grow up and handle her own. Yeah, it's like Stormi didn't have that type of, like, hatred. So it was like, lady, where is you coming from? Okay, but yeah, I just never understood that, and I don't understand why, Yolanda feel like Melody should apologize to Stormi for lying on her and putting her name in some da-da-da and some da-da. Y'all remember they used to say that back in the day. Some da-da-da and some da-da-da. So, yeah, if I was Melody, I would have nothing for these damn people. I wouldn't. I would never apologize because I didn't do shit wrong. Bitch, you was watching me for a few seasons and decided to have an issue with me. Okay, so make that make sense. Oh, yeah, y'all also sent me something about Ralph Pittman and Martell hanging out. I say birds of a feather. Two narcissists, honey, hanging out, honey, looking a damn fool. Okay, look at a mess. That Ralph put Martell on the spot, and he had said something like, "Oh, I forgot, Martell, you're with someone." Yeah, because he's not really with her. That's why you forgot, because he's not really with her. He's with her when it's convenient. Okay, so I thought that was so funny. And Martell looked like he forgot he was with somebody. Okay. Now, let's shake a bone to get the hell on. In other news, we have Tamar. Miss Tamar Braxton has snagged another job. Bridezilla's is officially back. Tamar Braxton is stepping in as the new host for the upcoming season. Congratulations to Tay-Tay. In other news, TikTok star Garlala is unalived at 21 because her boyfriend has been arrested for unaliving her. Did y'all hear about that? That is crazy. Why is these niggas unaliving they women? If you don't want to be with the person, let them go. I don't understand this. You can't let people go. You can't let people live a life. Let them live, period. Why you have to destroy people's names? Why do you have to assassinate their character? It's just crazy. It is, child. It is crazy how people try to do people, honey. It's a mess. But rest in peace to her, and my condolences go out to her family. That is sad. In other news, honey, we got Sean Diddy Combs' children are reportedly lawyering up to seize control of his $400 million fortune from his mother, Janice Combs. So it looked like the children, honey, trying to take their grandmother to court to control Diddy's finances, child. It's a mess. Oh, and shout out to Carlos King, because he actually paid homage to Nene on his show after that raggedy ass live he did with Dustin and Claudia, honey, where they tore my poor girl down to shreds, honey, and put her in lowest terms. Okay, Carlos invited Nene to be on his show, and he just gave her flowers, and there would be no Real Housewives of Atlanta or any other city, honey, without you. You really helped to build the network. Even Nene mentioned that she has the most memes in Housewives history. I said what I said. Okay? The door is closed. Okay? Close your legs to married men. I'll throw your ass over there in that ocean. Remember what she told Kim Zolciak? And Kim, why you out here saying that Croy cheated on you? And girl, you the one, your name is up in somebody else's divorce. And it looked like they may try to get you for the alienation of affection of it all. Girl, if you don't sit your ass down, Croy didn't cheat on you. He was a simp with you. Okay, he was very loyal to you. Very faithful. A little too damn faithful. Shit, he lost his fortune and got to work a regular job. Child, that damn Kim is just dangerous. She's dangerous. She's delusional. She don't feel bad for ruining Croy's life, but we don't feel bad for Croy because he let her. Okay, it's a mess. It's a fool. So let's read some comments. One person says, everyone is talking about how Nene burnt bridges. Andy has an interesting selection of forgiveness. Jeff Lewis, Vicky, Lisa Rinna and Carol have said stuff about Andy and Bravo, and they all got their jobs back. I would love to see Nene back. Real Housewives of Atlanta hasn't been the same since she left. Look, that part right there. Okay, that part. Another person says, stop the Nene hate like Carlos said. She ain't the only one that did shit, but she is the only one that has gotten this type of treatment. I said what I said. Bloop. Bloop, bloop. Like, when I tell you, like, I love, the little stuff that Nene be saying, honey, okay? I love it. That's my girl. And I told y'all I love Greg, too. They were a fierce couple, honey, okay? They were a beautiful dynamic. They had a beautiful dynamic, I should say. Another person says, Nene is so at peace. Her and Carlos are so great together, and this was a wonderful surprise. And she gave us another iconic line, when you try us, we are the stop sign. Yeah, because she said that about Sagittarius. Nene, you are a fire sign. I have a baby with a Sagittarius, so you all are fire, but we're water, and we will put that fire right on out, okay? But Nene is so funny. She said, I don't know what sign we are, but honey, we the stop sign, because you go stop whatever you doing. I know that's right, baby. I love me some Nene. Another person says, Nene is such a brand. I don't understand why she doesn't have a website selling all kinds of merch, displaying her accolades, advertising her YouTube show with clips when she actually films it, etc., and her own email connected to her own website domain instead of Gmail. Yes, we would like for her to be back on Housewives, but she needs to capitalize off of her popularity in so many other ways. There's no way we should still be begging for more Nene. Well, she needs to be, on a big platform. She does. She needs to be compensated the right way. She has her own show, where she does interviews. I guess she's kind of maybe taking a break now. The holidays are, right around the corner. Brent has been like in and out of the hospital. That's what Andy sent the text to her about. So it wasn't even really about work, but she did mention she had turned down Traders because, Brent had been sick. So yeah, they took her opportunities away from her, you guys. And I'm going to say this. When you are used to making a substantial amount of money, you're not just going to take everybody's bag, if it don't make sense and your child is sick, So, yeah, they blocked a lot of opportunities. They are, letting her do some things now, after all these years, but they blocked a lot of stuff for her, and you can't just, attach your brand to anything. Yeah, but she needs the money, but it has to make sense. Right? If I stop what I'm doing and I go over here to get a bag from you, it needs to be a big bag to take care of these damn bills. Or I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. But yeah, Bravo know what they did was wrong. And that's why you constantly hear Carlos saying they could forgive her. They could give her grace. They could show her some mercy because they can, because they've already did it with other people. It's just that concept of when you are a black woman, you should just be so happy to to get in the room. You should be so happy to be working. Okay, you should just take what you're given and don't speak up for yourself, because if you do, you're difficult and, you know, you are the problem child. Carlos even mentioned that him and Nene had a falling out. They had got into it, and he didn't walk away saying she was difficult. I guess he was producing her wedding special with Greg, but he didn't get hefty with her and feel like he was bigger than the program. Everything you all are accusing Nene of, that's really who Andy is, and that is what he has displayed. That is what he has demonstrated over the years. So stop saying you want the black woman to, you know, water herself down and be so humble, right? So, yeah. It's a mess. Another person says Nene Leakes will forever be my favorite housewife, honey, of all time. She helped to build that house. Nice of Andy to reach out about Brent. Yeah, that's nice, but nigga, get her a good paying job. Okay? And stop trying to use her and eat up off of her. And that's what he do, you know, when it comes to the housewives. That's why Watch What Happens Live is attached to Real Housewives of Potomac. Soon as Atlanta come back, he go attach it to that, Beverly Hills, all the rest of them. You know, so, and then he wanted to talk about and dissect, you know, Nene and Wendy Williams' friendship, you know, coming to an end and them separating and having issues. It was mainly Wendy over there crashing out because she was in a burning house, okay? But, yeah, like, he wanted to use that woman. Y'all don't get it? He wanted to use her. And he wanted her to be okay with it. And that's not right, okay? That's not right. No matter how much you are paying somebody, it doesn't give you the right to mistreat them, to use them, abuse them, and misuse them. It's you're out of order for that. But, yeah, you know, Andy has an ego. Andy feels like he's, you know, the man in charge and he has all this power. So he's not going to humble himself because he doesn't feel like he has to. Okay? And I think that that's very narcissistic of him and Bravo to behave that way. I do.